Okay, I know some of you guys are trying to keep up with this, but there's way too much stuff to let you guys know the chain of events over the last couple of weeks. But here's the reports, and they're really thick, and they got a lot of big words in them. So I won't try to go into all this stuff. I'll show you the short of it. Last week, I guess the surgeon that did my surgery, they fired him from his practice. He was experimenting on people, I guess. So shortly after I had this neck surgery, they were supposed to fuse it, and they did this rope and anchor thing. And you can see right, that bottom anchor there is ripped out and floating. And that's why it feels like there's a knife stuck in my shoulder blade. So they're gonna have to go in and take all that stuff out. Here's another shot of the disc that they put in. All this hardware has to come out. The black stuff there, all that they put in. That's my neck that got rebuilt, the black area. And these anchors, so they're gonna go in and take that stuff out and fuse my neck. So they have to go in through the back and pull all this stuff out, and then go in through the front and fuse it. So apparently I'm not the only one that's having problems with this. So if you guys search Dr. Lou in Central Florida, you can Google it, and they explain a little bit of what was going on. So that's what's happening. And somebody wanted to see the arm. I got a couple of those I had to pull up and show you. There's the bone right there that's still sticking up, and there's all the screws and plates. I think at the end it looks like a little mouth on a dinosaur or a fish. That's the steel rods, and there's all the screws. And that's what you guys help me push through every day, all these screws and rods. And bad news that I get constantly. So just when you think you're doing better, you're not doing better. I had an opportunity to go racing with some old friends. I should be in Gainesville this weekend, but I can't pass the physical. So here I sit. Now I gotta get all this stuff cut out of my neck, so that's why I haven't been racing the car or thinking about racing the car. Somebody said that they wanted to see me race again, and that'll never happen ever again. So I'm not supposed to drive a car right now, but I sort of have to. I gotta have a car. I don't have somebody to drive me around. I gotta be able to pick my kids up. And that's the whole idea why I got my neck fixed, you know. I needed to be able to function. So apparently this is sort of an experiment that didn't get approved, and now I really don't have a choice. You know, not only is it falling out, it's falling out on a lot of people, and I'm going to be forced to let them go in there and take that stuff out. Although I'm not going to go back to the same place, obviously, or the same hospital. I might have to go out of the state. I don't know what I'm going to have to do yet, but it's definitely got to come out of there. So right now it's like walking around with a glass bottle on your shoulder, and I guess if my head gets jarred the wrong way, or something bad happens, or something not bad happens, my neck will just break, is what they said. So they've already let me know that I'm taking a big chance walking around not wearing a neck brace, but I'm not going to put that thing back on until I absolutely have to, and I might not have to wear that as long if they fuse my neck. So I guess the hardware still has to set up, but this is a lot different deal. You know, they take a lot of the tendons out and put wire in there. It's called rope and anchor. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So I've been watching our Peaks videos, and I know there's a couple guys in their YouTube garage that are Volkswagen dudes. I know we got Easy Jeezy, we got Musty One. I'm sure Musty One's helping them. I would love to interact with our Peak and help him more, but the problem is I just can't spell good enough to type, you know, what he needs to do. So the only way I can do it is to make a video. He's got a couple things going on right now, and we can go over that. And if you guys could go over there and help him out, mainly Easy Jeezy. I know maybe Musty One's over there, but Easy Jeezy, you might have some good tips, and I know that you can you know, explain it and spell it out, and you know, that's not my strong point, but he could definitely use some help with his VW. He's trying to do a body swap and get his motor running and doing all kinds of stuff. So you guys that mess with the Volkswagens, go over there and support him. I know John Marks too, you know, go over and check our peak out and give him some pointers. He's got some broken studs in the head, and the best way that I found to attack those is I like to drill the, you know, the studs broken off, take and grind it flat, center punch it and drill it, and I'll usually go about one size under, and then I'll run the 8x125 tap in there, and it'll usually pull the remaining threads out. You can usually pick them out once you drill the core of the stud out. Of course, keeping the drill is not easy straight. You know, if you got the drill press, it's much easier. I try to fix those in the drill press. As far as the cylinder sticking in the head, that happens sometimes. They're dissimilar metals, and when they rust in there, you know, you can get that. Rubber hammer's about the only way I know. A bigger rubber hammer, a bigger rubber hammer if they're really stuck. And sometimes you will break some fins. You know, if you break some fins, you probably want to buy a set of piston cylinders. I think you can get those piston cylinders for in the $140 range, and it's a good investment to get a good new ring package and you know, seal the motor up. That's a good start. Don't use the paper gaskets under the cylinders. Put a little RVT under the cylinder to block area. Don't use clear silicone. It will attack the aluminum on the case. You want to use black RVT or the orange RVT. The Ultra is really good. The Ultra Black or the Ultra Orange. John Marks likes the great stuff. He says it works real good, and I've used that before. It's real hard to clean up if you got to take it back apart, but if you only do it once, it's great stuff. As far as lowering the compression or raising the compression, I wouldn't recommend raising the compression too high. The problem with air-cooled motors is they just don't handle the high compression too well. That's what kills them, and it makes heat. So if you buy the new piston cylinder sets, you can get a set of these spacers. I like these metal steel spacers. You put that on top of the cylinder and between the head and the cylinder. And this is called a decompression ring. They make these in 60 and 90, and depending on the ledge here that's in your head, if you have the factory ledge, you know, you probably just want to go with a 60 if you put a flat top piston in there. And you want to try to keep the compression down around 7 or in the 6 to 1 area. I know that sounds low, but it will run just fine. That footage I put up of Noel's car, the Race Bug, that's a 7 to 1 compression motor. It's an experimental motor that Scooter and Kenny built. It really isn't built for aspirated use. You know, it had a blower on it, an actual Eaton supercharger that Kenny had built for it. Then he had a 2-barrel Holly, and it kept you know, melting one of the cylinders off of it. So Noel just put it back in the car, aspirated with some 48s, and it should never go as fast as it has. It's just as fast as any of the 16 to 1 compression motors we have, and it breaks the tranny just as well too, as y'all saw. So compression is a misnomer when it comes to power. You really don't need it to make power. You lose power when you have detonation, and you can't get fuel to support the compression ratio of the motor. So making sure that you lower the compression is a really important step. Don't be tricked into putting no spacers between the cylinder and the head. Don't let people tell you that you need that compression, because you don't. If you're going to run pump gas, gas that you can buy at a regular gas station, mid-grade or 87 octane, you definitely need a low compression. That motor that you have there has the dishes in the tops of the pistons, and that more than likely was originally a fuel injected motor or a thing engine, and they set the compression on those at 7.1 from the factory. And the Mexican motors are also set low because the fuel is you know, not as good in Mexico as it is, you know, in the US, or it's probably equal now. But so you guys that can go over there and help him out, do that. Go over there and help our peak out. I'd like to help him. I do watch the videos, and you know, it's hard for me to respond because he's asking technical questions, and you know, you just can't answer those with cool video like that. You know, I mean, the easy stuff that I know how to spell. So you know, you guys, I try to tell you that I'm very dyslexic, so when I respond to you, it's a long process. It's hard for me to do. I got a cell phone, and it's got limited minutes on it. I really need to get a phone where I can stay in contact with you guys, because that's the best way for me, is to talk to you guys on the phone. I have that Galaxy Pad that I bought, and I think I can talk to that and email guys, but I need to set that up. So I'm sort of challenged when it comes to answering people, and it's not because I'm not watching your videos and I'm not interested in your project. It's just hard for me to answer you. So some of the guys in the garage that watch my channel that I know are very proficient at the VW stuff, if you could go over and help our Peak, I'd appreciate it. You know, it's basic stuff he's trying to get done. You know, like the broken studs is pretty common, and you know, he's going to have all the common stuff, you know. But anyway, that's what's going on. I got this Camaro here. I got to hang a starter on that. Hans just got his V6 plethora going out here. He's pulled the heads off of this now, and I got to get this on a stand. Gonna freshen this up. This is a weird motor, and yeah. So just gonna degrease this, clean it up, hone the block, put some rings on it, maybe throw some bearings in there, and you know, just give it a quick little freshen up. And I'm gonna do the cylinder heads, which he's got in here, and we'll take those apart maybe this afternoon for him, and I'm gonna send them over and have them thermal cleaned, and when I get them back, we'll valve job them, and if they need guides or whatever, we'll put some guides in there. So I got some heads for the 2110 here. These are some heads that I originally ported. You know, decent valves in them, pretty decent size. They're not brand new, but they're way better than the Chinese alternative out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some, I gotta order some a spring tool from Berg Enterprises to cut the spring bosses for the double springs. And I need some springs, retainers, and hardened keepers. And we can put these together, valve job them. I believe they're already valve jobbed. And yep, they're already valve job, or put the springs on, install the retainers, and build that 2110. And put that in the bug, so Hans has a little something to drive. You know, he said it's still going to be a Volkswagen, but I think he'll be surprised at the power difference with 2110 and the 48s. And those heads should run pretty good. Been working on the old boat here, cleaning it up, getting it demolded and defunked. Got the old 140 out there, cleaning it up and checking the oil. You got to file the points, clean the air filter, all the normal maintenance stuff, you know. Change your Earl, and change that water filter there, and drain the fuel. Got this bus over here, Chip. My buddy dropped his van off this morning. So we're gonna do a Earl change on this and a valve adjustment. Here's the porch monkeys hanging out on the porch. Hey, porch monkeys. Yeah, just ride your bike with that on.
Hey. I love that.
I saw a YouTube video where they were doing blindfolded slaloms on the drag strip. People were slamming into the wall. Anyway, this is what we got. Yep. You got a fixed chick plus. This is our 1776 aluminum case K-Dron motor. We stuffed in the bus, took out of that sedan. And I built that mount for it so he could run his header. And it's a good opportunity to check all my welds and look at all the bolts and make sure everything's tight from the motor swap. And he's got a little bit of Earl leak under here he's concerned with, and he's got some chrome strainer, and a lot of times those strainers will yield a leak. Chrome oil strainers don't ever work out, so I'll probably change that out for a black one, and maybe I'll just put new gaskets on it. I don't know, he sort of likes the chromey stuff. Clean the bottom of it up and go from there. So we got the temperature dipstick in here, and it doesn't seem to be not liking the bus. It seems to be running really cool in here, and everything's happy, so that's a good deal. And we finally put a brand new starter on it, so it starts every time, and all that's good. It's stone cold, so we'll do the valve adjustment on this and oil change. Maybe I'll turn the video camera on and show you guys how to adjust the valves on these. It's pretty basic, but some guys like to know that stuff. So probably gonna need a wire tie or two here. You see where some stuff's moved out of the way. But all in all, it looks pretty good. I really like this balancer here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these. Pretty cool. That's a Fisher balancer for a VW. Pretty rare. I haven't seen a lot of those. It's probably not necessary on this motor, but I left it on it when I rebuilt this originally. That was on the motor that blew up, and we went ahead and balanced the crank and the flywheel with this, and it's about a $400 piece, so I went ahead and incorporated it in the new piece. So this is one of those aluminum cases, and it's holding up real well. You can see the orange RBT under the cylinders there. That works real good. The clear seems to get compromised by the oil, and it recently has been attacking the aluminum on the tranny cases and engine cases. So this was a brand new set of K-Rons, and I've never touched them. I rejetted them, and it's run perfect ever since. So this is the stock K-Ron linkage. A lot of you guys were wondering what that looked like, and it's pretty basic. Bolts together in the center. It's one piece, and got this arm that drops down. So what do you think, Holly?
Good. Hey, Daddy, guess what?
What?
This week we have 3 days of school.
Oh man, what a nightmare. You guys are gonna be home. You're gonna be wanting to go to the beach and do stuff.
On Monday, you go check it out here.
Oh, you wanna go to the beach? I always wanna go to the beach. All right, guys, let's
your idea.
Get this wrapped up. Try to go over to RP for me there and give him some help. And I apologize for not being able to correspond back and forth with you there. Can't call me later tonight on my phone there. My wife's got it during the day, but after probably 5 o'clock, 386-216-4626. If you need to talk to me, I'd be glad to talk to you on the phone. So, say bye.
Bye. What?